Hello, and welcome back to Sudoku Sleuth, where we continue to shine a light and uncover beautiful Sudoku variants. Now, if you're not sure what a Sudoku variant is, they're Sudoku puzzles with a twist. So, usually a few more rules and constraints that would allow you to solve a puzzle with zero digits, such as the one that we have today. Now, today's puzzle, all sixes and sevens, is by a prolific creator, Blobz. He's got more than 100 puzzles to his name. And this puzzle is highly rated, but also has a 1-star difficulty rating, meaning that it should be relatively easy to solve. Today's puzzle's rules are normal Sudoku rules apply. So that means we need to put the digits 1 to 9 for every row, column, and box in this grid. There's a black dot between cells indicates that one of the digits is double of the other. So we've got two of such pairs here today. Digits in cages and digits on lines sum either 6 or 7, hence the name of the puzzle, presumably. So this cage here can either be 6 or 7, and this line here can either be 6 or 7. And actually, presumably, because of Sudoku rules, they have to be different. Otherwise, this digit would have to repeat of what's already in the column. Last rule that we have here today, digits may repeat along lines if allowed by other rules. And presumably there isn't that many places where that would be allowed other than this one diagonal where it would actually be possible to repeat with normal Sudoku rules. And that's all the rules, and very generously we have 0 digits to play with. So I hope you enjoy today's puzzle. You can play along. You've got a link down in the description below, and please give it a go. With that said, let's get to solving this Sudoku. Let me actually restart the clock quickly. Okay. Now, as I was reading the rules, one thing that stood out to my attention is most of these cages, and actually all the lines, are pairs. You've got a domino here or a pair of digits here that will add up to 6 or 7. Now, there is 2 cages with an exception, these 2 here, but let's for the moment ignore them. If you try and use the digits 7, 8, or 9 in any of these dominoes or any of these pairs of lines, you're obviously going to struggle. So let's say, for example, this is the digit 7. What are you going to be able to pair it with to actually add up to a total of 6 minus 1 or 7, 0? Both of which are sadly not allowed in normal Sudoku rules. So I suspect this is where the break-in lies in this particular puzzle today, in that if you look at box 5, these 6 digits are all going to add up to 6 or 7. And 7, 8, and 9 can only possibly be now in these 3 cells. And we're off to the races now. Same thing applies here in column 1. 7, 8, and 9 can only possibly be here. Almost the same thing applies here. In fact, the same thing does apply here. So it can't go on any of these pairs. We've already established they're not here, not there. So really, there's only 3 cells on row 5 where it is 7, 8, and 9. But actually, the 7 has to be here because that's the only digit that would add up to 7 or 6. And we're left with an 8, 9 pair on row 5. And 7, 8, 9 here with 7. And another 7, 8, 9 here. I suspect this is going to run dry very quickly at this point. Yes, it has. Let me think this through. What else do we need to do? Right. Let's take a look at box 5 for a second. So we've got 7, 8, and 9, which add up to 24. 7 and 8, 15, and 9, 24. And that leaves with 21 in these 6 remaining cells. And how do I know that? Because every box has the columns 1 through to 9. If you sum up the digits from 1 through to 9, you get to 45. 45, take away 24, and you're left with 21. Now, 21 is quite a high number if all you have is the digits 1 through to 6. And in fact, we are going to have to maximize each of these pairs, as in each of these pairs has to add up to 7, so that they can sum up to 21. You can't make 6's add up to 21 otherwise. So, in fact, we've got a pair of 7, a pair of 7, and a pair of 7. Let's just write them down for a second so we know what we're working with. And therefore, these lines, yeah, I've already said that earlier at the start. If this is a 7, this has to add up to 6. Otherwise, these 2 digits would have to repeat in the same box and row as well. So in fact, each of these dominoes is a 7. Each of these pairs of lines is a 6. Got it. So let's have a think about this for a second. In fact, actually, I'm going to write this out. So how do you make up 6's? You've got 2 ways of making a 6, 1, 5, or 2, 4. And if you look at the digits that are not in common between these, both the 3 and the 6 are not common. And that's probably fairly obvious because you can't have a 6 paired up with a 0, because again, that breaks normal Sudoku rules. And you can't have a 3, because that would have required it to pair with 3, repeating the same digits in the same box, and that would break the Sudoku rules. So in fact, these are a 3-6 pair, because they can't be on the digits that add up to 6. And they have to be coupled with something that adds up to 7. So the 3 would be paired up with a 4, the 6 would be paired up with a 1, and the same is true here. And then the 4 has to add up to a 6, so that would be a 2 or a 5 with the 1, and the same here. So you end up with this pattern of pairs that would add up to 7's and 6's. Now, if we take a look at column 1, although it's taken what are 3 dominoes on box 5 and essentially just stretching it out, but the exact same logic applies here. So the 2 digits on the outside are the 3-6 pair, and then the 2 inner digits here are 1-4 pair, and then the last one here is the 2-5 pair. And let me just get rid of these notes so it doesn't confuse us. And I'm hovering over a cage that adds up to 6 or 7. Now there's only one way to get 3 digits to add up to 6, and only one way to add up to 7. So you've got a 1, 2, 3 set that would add up to 6, or a 1, 2, 4 set that would add up to 7. So this cage is composed of 1, 2, 3, or 4, and in fact 1 and 2 have to be in this cage. Whenever I see pairs like this, I always get immediately tempted to color, because I can imagine we can actually pair up some of these digits to try and unravel what the rest of, yeah, we can probably use it to essentially slowly place the other remaining digits around this grid. So in no particular order, let's just do purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. So that's blue, Therefore, that's orange. Orange pairs up with a yellow 2-5 pair. It's not the green 2-5 pair. So that's yellow, green, purple, and red. So we know that there is a red-blue pair here. And we know that the purple digit must therefore be here with a 7, 8, 9. Leaving this digit to be green. So that's 2, 5, pardon me, 2, 5, and 2, 5 can either be with another 2, 5 pair, if it's adding up to 7, which it can't, because we've got a 2, 5 pair already. So this line is a 6, and therefore it's with a 1, 4 pair, which is blue. And 2, 5 here can either be, again, 1, 4 or 2, 5, and we don't know what it is. We'll just color it for now. And the last digit we need in here is a red 3, 6 pair, which always goes with an orange 1, 4 pair, because again, 3 and 6 can't add up to 6, otherwise that would be another 3 or a 0. And orange will either be with a red or yellow. We've got 7, 8, 9. So what digits have we not used in this box? So we need yellow and purple. Yellow and purple in any particular order is not obvious yet. This is a 6 or 7. Probably should have looked there earlier. So we've got 2 digits that are double of one another. So if you think about what valid Sudoku jizzes, what could that be? It's either a 1, 2 pair, a 2, 4 pair, a 4, 8 pair, and then the last set is a 3 or a 6. It can't be 5, it can't be 7, and it cannot be 9. Now what's interesting about this is 1, 2 are gone, and 1 of 3 or 4 is also gone. So what we have in here is either a 3, 6 pair or a 4, 8 pair. No, it's not 2 because we've got a 2, 5 already in the column. There's nothing else. Right, and then this has to be 6 or 7, so that's helpful. This cannot be an 8. This therefore cannot be a 4. If this is 3, this has up to 7. If it's a 6, it has to add up to 7. And if this is 4, it can add up to 6 or 7. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 set, adding up to also 6 or 7. So this is a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 set, adding up to 6 or 7. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5 set. Now we already established 1 and 2 are in this cell, so that's not 1 or 2. And there's 1, 3 and 1, 4 between the set. So it's not 3 and it's not 4, it's in fact 5. And because this can't be a 1, why can it not be a 1? 5 require 1. Yep, so that is in fact fixed. This is 2. And this has to be 4. It cannot be 5. And that has to be 3, 6. And therefore, this is not got a 3 in it. It's in fact a 1, 2, 4 set, and therefore a 7. That's beautiful. This is a 1, 4 pair, therefore this is a 2. And we can do a little bit of coloring here to help us understand which is it. And even more obvious than that, we've got a 3 here looking at a 3, 6 pair. So in fact, we now know purple is a 6. So these are 6 paired up with a 1, paired up with a 5. Yeah. 2, 4, 3. And this is a 2 or 3. It's a 3. This is a 1, 3 pair. This is a, we've got a 6 in here. And this is a 2, 6 pair. And we know the order of that. That's a 6. That's a 2. And let's just correct the colors here for a second. That has to be a 7. Right, if you take a look at this column, we need a digit in here that can add up to 6 or 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. We've already got 1, 3, 5, 6 gone. So this has to be a 2, 4, going with either a 5, which is available, a 4, which it isn't, a 3, which is available, a 2, which it isn't. So this is 2, 4, or 3, 5, to add up to 7. It can't add up to 6. Lovely. And this has to add up to, it can add up to, actually can it? So if this is a 2, this is a 5, this would have to be a 1 because the 2 is gone. If this is a 4, this is a 3. And this would have to be a 4 again, which isn't possible. So this is in fact fixed. 1, 5, 2. Not a 7. And we need an 8, 9 pair with a 4. So we know the 4 has to be here. And the second 8, 9 pair is in here. And these are 7, 8, 9. Okay, from the digit 7, 8, 9. What else have we got left? So let's just take a look at other rows we need to complete. So we need 1, 2. So in fact, where does 6 go in row 3? It can only go in here, joined by a 7, 8, 9 set. Hoping these 7, 8, 9 sets, we're going to be able to disambiguate them relatively easily later. Suspect these 7s are going to play quite an important role. One can only go in here. And 5 has to be here. And that's again a 7, 8, 9 set. And that these have to be a 7, because that can't be a 7. And therefore this is not a 7. And this is. Got 7, 8, 9 all set. What do we need in here? We need a 2, 5 pair. We don't know the order. A 3, 4 pair, and we do not know the order either. Right, now we know what this is. This has to be a 2. It cannot be a 1. And this has to be a 4, it cannot be a 5. So what else do we need in this column to complete it? We need a 3, which has to be in here, joined by an 8, 9, and therefore 7 has to be in here. 2, 3, 4. We need a 6 and a 7, 8, 9 again. Pardon me. So we need, what do we need in this set? We've got a 1 and a 3. So this can only be 1 or 3. So this is 1. 3 has to be down here with an 8, 9. This has to be a 5 because the 6 is taken. And since the 1 is taken, it has to be a 2. That will probably help us. No, not as much as I thought it might. We don't know yet the rest of the column at the top. That's okay. Sorry, the box 1 at the top. To complete row 7, we need a 1, 3, 5 set. No, not 3. 6. This has to be the 6. This is the other 8, 9 pair in the box. These are not 6. This is a 1, 5 set, and we know the order. 1, 5, and there you go. 3, 1, 4, 3. And this is a 6, 8, 9. Let's have a look. So 1, 2 are gone, and 3. So this is not 3, 6. This has to be 4, 8. And we do know the order of this. This has to be a 6. This is the 6. Seven, 9 pair here. This is the 8. 9. I think we're pretty much solved this now. Hopefully not celebrating too early. No, 9, 8, 9, 7, 9, 8, 7. What do we have looking in here? This is not an 8. This is not a 9. Nor an 8. So there you go. 7, 8, 9, 7, 9, 8, 7, 9. And this has to be a 9, and that's an 8. Let me just quickly correct the colors. In fact, I'm just gonna I should have them all now. Let me just check if I've not made any mistake. That's it, solved. 21 minutes 56. Fantastic puzzle. Really enjoyed that, Blobz. I can appreciate why it's so highly rated. I hope you've enjoyed it too. And please do let me know in the comments down below. See you all tomorrow.